Good morning, everyone. My name is Urja Tapan, and I'm an assistant professor at the School of Internal Security, Defense, and Strategic Studies. I welcome you all to the expert lecture on Officer-like Qualities, OLQs, and Communication Skills, organized by the Center for Personality Development, Soft Skills, and Communication. Under the aegis of our Honorable Director, Lieutenant General Asit Mistry, sir, with the constant guidance of our Assistant Director and Head of Center for Personality Development, Dr. Aparna Verma, our center has been able to organize this expert lecture with our esteemed guest and speaker, Colonel Ashokan. Sir, it's an honor to have you with us here. Colonel Ashokan is the founder director of Olive Green Institute, Leadership and Personality Development Trainer. He's a blogger on youth awareness. He has done his MCOM from DIP Advis WKS study. He's a former senior GTO, Services Selection Board. He's trained at Defense Institute of Psychological Research, DRDO, in psychology with special focus on competency-based evaluation through group dynamics. He has held numerous corporate OBL training and motivational programs on leadership and team building for over 30 years. He's a former Mr. Kerala and an accomplished health fitness trainer. Sir, we are extremely privileged to have you here, and we are looking forward to this talk with you. I would also like to thank the organizer of this lecture, Dr. Ruchika Singla, for being the in charge of the event from the beginning, and also thank Ms. Nasima Khatun for her continuous support. We will have a brief Q&A session at the end of this lecture. Also, a feedback link has been already shared in the chat. I request all the participants to fill this feedback link. I once again welcome all the students and our honorable guest to this very special lecture. Over to you, Colonel, sir.
Thank you, Ursha. Thank you, Ruchika. Thank you for being giving so nice words. Respected Dr. Aparna Verma, Assistant Director, SIS, DSS, esteemed faculty members, and my dear youngsters. Basically, I'm talking to the youngsters, and I wish by the time we finish today's session, you all will carry home something different, a better perspective about life, a better perspective about your own career prospects, and futuristic plans about what you need to do in life. So I don't want to restrict my today's presentation on only a career for armed forces, but as a youngster, as a youth, how you should formalize your coming days better, how you could be a better human being, how you could recognize your own alter ego and make corrections in your personality, make it more attractive for others, how you can make your personality admirable or attractive the way others would like you to be. So today's my topic basically is on personality. And also I would like to talk about today officer-like qualities, which we have been lot many discussions happening on OLQs. But then you will generally find OLQs required for a battle commander would be different. The officer-like qualities required for corporate world is different. Maybe for a teacher it is different. Maybe for a government official it could be different. But when you look at the holistic personality of a individual, all these 15 qualities which we talk about when we select armed force officers, it is relevant. It is very important to understand so that everybody can take something out of it, not only a different aspirant. So before I start discussion on officer-like qualities, I would like all of you to just reflect upon what is personality. You know, we all talk about personality development, personality improvement, personality grooming. It is a huge business these days. A lot of people are making money out of improving one's personality. Uh, you know, I've been hearing this personality development from long time. And when I start talking, interacting with youngsters, many youngsters tells me, personality is how do you look like? Somebody says he speaks very good English, so his personality is very good. Some others say he looks very good. You know, he looks very handsome, or he looks tall, handsome, and very energetic. So his personality is very good. Someone says probably that he can articulate very well with others. He leaves an impression on others. That is personality. Now it's a question: what is exactly personality? Because there is so many definitions about personality, and maybe everybody is right. What is personality all about? But I want to emphasize what is the personality which we would like you to have when you come as a young leader, or a young battle commander, or a young inspiring leader, where your personality is, it's like a magnet attracting others around you, and how you could be a model for others, how you could be seen as a role model or a semi god. In fact, in army, an army officer is like a semi god, because his words are gospel truth. The soldiers, without questioning, without even thinking twice about it, they follow a leader. But for such kind of leadership, you have to set an example for others. So what is personality? As far as I'm, because I don't want to talk about personality for 1 hour now, I just want to tell you what is a personality as a defense analyst, or as a defense assessor. What are we looking at? For us, or rather, you will find any places wherever you go, your subconscious mind is very vibrant. When you meet somebody, when you talk to somebody, your first time presenting yourself in a audience, or a person, or anybody who is not known to you very much, everybody is assessing each other actually, without knowledge. Your subconscious mind is always analyzing about the other person, probing the other person, and without our knowledge, we are always observant about the other person. You will find many times, the other person's body language is visible to you, but you are not really aware of it, but your subconscious mind is mapping it. And once the other person leaves you, what is the holistic impression you have created onto the onlooker, onto the person you are interacted with? Because you are no more there, you have left the place. So what is the final outcome of your impression you have created? That is your personality. So there may be many definitions, but this is the way we look at personality. That's the reason, to give an example, we keep you 5 days in the selection board, starting from the day 1, day 2, the day 3, day 4. We got a holistic personality assessment of you, and we call it a prismatic approach to your personality. This is not only for armed force officer, it's a very, very scientific method of understanding your personality. So what we use a method called three-dimensional approach to the personality of a youth, or any individual for that matter. So it's like seeing giving an example, it's like seeing a statue in the center of a hall from three different windows. Three different people are seeing your image from three different windows using three different goggles. So what happens? You have seen that person, but you can't see the backside of that person. Naturally, it is not visible. But the other person who is looking from that angle, he covers that side. And there is a third dimension also. So there are three assessors peeping into your personality, or rather probing your personality from three different angles. And we put together the pen picture, or the image we gathered in our mind about you together, and we make a holistic three-dimensional personality of you. So that is why it's a very scientific and transparent way of looking at your personality. That's why we call it prismatic approach. Prism has got three sides. And if you look at Raman's effect, what is Raman's effect? I know you're all very intelligent people. Uh, all different rainbow colors coming in and moves out through as one white color. Similarly, 15 qualities of your personality we see in you, And finally, we take it out as one particular holistic personality. And we all do that. So this is just giving an insight into how we are selecting you into defense forces. But I am not talking to only defense aspirants today. I'm talking to the complete spectrum of youth, how you can improve your personality. So you will find when I finish this presentation, all these 15 qualities of OLQ, this is not only for a battle commander. This is for any person to become a leader in life. A person who wants to be a leader in life, all these 15 qualities are important. So if you have understood these 15 qualities, which I'm going to speak to you right now, and if you dwell upon them, if you understand them, and if you try to imbibe them in your personality and in the coming days, you will find you are a better human being. You are a better Samaritan. You are a useful member of the society. And wherever you go, you will stand out from the crowd. So I don't want the non-aspirants for defense switching off their mind from what I'm speaking. This is just to tell you, everybody should understand what I would like to tell you today. So I'll again put a very interesting incident, or rather a background of these 15 officer-like qualities. So the selection process in the armed forces, not only in India, ladies and gentlemen, this is for all over the world. If you look at American Army, English Army, they all use this three-folded selection process, or we call it this prismatic approach. And if you dig back into the concept as such, you will find a very beautiful thing. This is taken from our own Bhagavad Gita, the oldest, richest civilization in the world. And the whole world is following so many good things we learned from Bhagavad Gita or from our Upanishad. So you will find a lot of people inadvertently following what we have preached to the world almost 10-15,000 years back. So Bhagavad Gita, you know, it is dated almost 7,000 years back. So during Mahabharat, I'll give you that small, snippet on this, on this small bird's eye view. When Lord Krishna gave this Saropadesh to Arjun, and you know the situation everybody has seen. Everybody know this, at least in India, everybody knows what is Bhagavad Gita and how Arjun has been given this Saropadesh. So Arjun got demoralized, naturally, because he's seen all his gurus on the other side of the enemy side, Kaurava side, Dronacharya, Dhritarashtra, Bhishmacharya, Kritavarma, Shalyar, all great acharyas standing on the other side with the enemy, and he lost his moral courage to fight. He got demoralized. He said, I don't want to fight for any nation, not for even an inch of land. I would not fight with my gurus. So that is how he got demoralized. He got a reason to be that. So Lord Krishna त्रिकाल ज्ञानी है, उसको पता है ऐसे होने वाला ही है. So he naturally been the charioteer for him, though he is a brother-in-law also. So they have got a very personal level relationship also. So naturally, he was very keen that Arjun should get more, don't get demotivated. So during the Saropadesh, he tells him Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, and what is the meaning, what is your dharma, what is your not your dharma, all these things. At one point of time, I leave aside all those details. At one point of time, Arjun is asking Krishna, my Lord, how do I recognize human beings? Because everybody looks the same to me. A lot of people are acting which they are not. Mainly, I find I can't recognize who is a fake, who is a original, because the world is very clever, and I most of the time get carried away. So I am confused. So Lord Krishna tells the Mool Mantra. He says, Pantha. Pantha is Arjun's another synonym. He says, Pantha, it is very, very simple. First thing, you should know how to observe the human beings. How you should observe? There are three aspects of human behavior you need to observe. What are they? Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. So everybody has heard this, I am sure, but I am connecting it with our defense selection. So what is Manasa? Or we all know what is Manasa. Manasa is Manas. Sanskrit is mind. What is the psychologist doing here? So out of the three assessors we have one psychologist, one interviewing officer, and one group testing officer. So there are three assessors for every candidate who are aspiring to become an armed force officer. So now you connect here. Manasa. Manasa is what is in your mind, which is not visible outside, but it is already there. So Manasa also, the psychologist is looking into the aspect of Manas. Now, what is psychologist doing? See, he cannot ask direct questions and get direct answers because our conscious mind is very clever. It doesn't give out real truth. We try to squeeze the, truth. We try to manipulate the truth many times because we want to be projected in a better manner. So when we see the manas, we see in different layers, like the sea. You'll see the depth of your mind. How do we do that? We see the superficial layer, that is what we call surface level of mind. So this we call conscious mind. So we peep into the conscious mind and see what is there. And we are also aware conscious mind is a liar. Cunning. Because we keep telling a lot of lies every day, morning to evening, to suit our requirement. And we know conscious mind is very clever. We want to project the best out of us. We try to hide a lot of our things we don't want to discuss about. Okay. So this is conscious mind. And we all have it. Irrespective of caste and creed, we all have this conscious mind, which is a very clever mind. So I am not happy only seeing your clever mind. So what I do, I peep into your semi-conscious mind. Now, semi-conscious mind, this is what a beauty. When you go into that semi-conscious level, you will tell me a lot of things, but 90% are going to be the truth. Because semi-conscious mind is an innocent mind. It is not cunning and, it's not a Shaguni Mama type mind. It's a very simple mind. So we move into that level of mind and see what is there. And there are two more layers for your information. We all know that. That is subconscious mind, which is even deeper into that level. And there is a last level, which is called unconscious mind. Now, in the SSB, this is for your information, we don't get into these two layers. We don't get into your subconscious mind level, and in your unconscious mind level, we don't get into. But every day, actually, we move into these two realm of mind also when we sleep. So when we sleep, you will find our mind is moving. After 1 hour of sleep, we move into subconscious level. Then we go into deep slumber. That goes into unconscious mind. That is like coma. So in the subconscious mind, you would have seen, you start seeing dreams. All your dreams come from subconscious mind, where at that moment of time, you feel it is all realistically happening. And you are, many times you are sweating. You want to get out of that scene, but you are not able to get out. Suddenly when you wake up, thank God, I'm not in that scene. You feel so good sometimes. You feel sometimes very bad because you are in a very beautiful paradise where you wanted to be always, and suddenly your paradise is lost. So this is the realm of mind. We all try to gather around with us, but we don't want to get into that mind. So we will basically go into the first two levels, which I told you, conscious level and semi-conscious level. Why? Because then I will get to know your real character and your personality and your OLQs, which I told you. So this is the psychologist part I discussed with you right now. Now you see Manasa, Vacha. Now what is Vacha? Vacha is what you speak. Vacha is what you speak. Your speech. That is Vacha. Interviewing officer, he takes around 40-45 minutes only there, but he allows you to speak. Rather, he poke you to speak. And he will encourage you to speak about yourself so that he can understand your personality. So it's a very short time, but then it is good enough for us to find out about you. Lot many things which you yourself don't know. Now, the third and final layer, or rather, we will say the third aspect of personality is karmana. What is karmana? Your activity, your actions, your body language, and what you do on the ground. So this is the portion which is very interesting because that is what the GTO does. So, ladies and gentlemen, my specialty is GTO because that's the most interesting way of looking at one's human being's personality. So I really do enjoy doing it because GTO is looking very, very keen into your behavior, your body language, the way you conduct yourself, the way you interact with the people around you, individually how he is, the moment he is in a crowd, how he is among friends, how he is among strangers, how he himself faced with the situation. So, are you stress prone? Are you not stress prone? Can you communicate? Are you articulate among people? Uh, are you comfortable in a new comfort zone? Or are you like a fish out of water coming out from your comfort zone? You're not able to perform. All these aspects of your human mind, or rather behavioral tendency, we will be watching and understanding it. So, when we put together these three pen pictures, we derived out of your own behavior, manasa, vacha, karmana. So, the psychologist, interviewing officer, and the GTO keep you there for 5 days, and we go into many minute details about your personality. But the run through is through these 15 OLQs, which I told you. All these 15 qualities we will be running through you. Then we will sit together in our conference day before we call the candidate and we'll discuss your personality. And this assessment is a very thorough assessment, which nobody would have done in your life, I'm sure. Then we decide where do you stand. So, what are we seeing at that time? As a battle commander, as a young leader, can you face crisis in life? Can you motivate others with your actions in life? Are you got a warm heart, or are you an aloofish kind of person who's giving a cold vibes outside? That's all I'm going to see. Are you a person who is optimistic about life, or are you a very pessimistic kind of person only seeing the negativities in life? Also, I'm going to see your logical mind. This is very important, which I'll come to tell you once again in another few minutes. So this is a very important aspect I'm going to find out of your personality. Do you have an analytical and logical mind to face severe situations in life? Because if your mind is not analytical, if your mind is not logical, you got a dull mind, or rather you are a bookish kind of person, you are a copycat probably, or you are a very theoretically oriented person. I am not looking for you. Maybe you will be good in a corporate world, right? You will find a lot of bosses in corporate world who are going up in life without half of these qualities. So you would be comfortable there. So the point I want to make is very simple, gentlemen. When I look at your personality, I'm also very seriously understanding the assessors of the defense. We would like to know, are you a person with innovative mind or not? Are you resourceful in your day-to-day affairs? Or are you a person who is always looking or seeking help from somebody else to do your things in life? Or do you have a mind which is resourceful? तो इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं effective intelligence, which I'll come back again. So in a very simple word, in Punjabi there is a beautiful word for it, which maybe I don't know whether you know it. It's called jugaad. Ruchika knows it better. Jugadu mind. You know what is Jugadu mind? Jugadu mind is a mind which will keep looking for the solutions, though the resources are very scarce. There is hardly any resources, but the mind is so vibrant and fertile that you will keep looking, you will hunt around the environment, what is available from the environment, what is around from what is available in the vicinity, and you will produce something new, which will finally will be the solution. So this is the kind of mind I am looking for in the armed forces. But this kind of mind is not required in a corporate world. Rather, nobody will, appreciate it also. I am very sure. So, to put it in a nutshell, What I am looking for in the armed forces is not a person who is a soldier. I'm not looking for a soldier right now. Don't think that I will only take a soldier or a boy or a girl from an army family, some officers' children, some Jawan children. I'll be more happy to be with. No, I am looking at you in a very fresh mind, understanding your mind, understanding your behavior, understanding your attitude towards life, everything about you. So when I talk about finally in a bird's eye view, when I talk about personality, which we are looking for, you should know that personality for us is like a iceberg. Why it's iceberg? Because 10% of the iceberg is visible outside the water. 90% is submerged. That is why Titanic went and bloody had it, because it could not see 90%. So what is that 10%? 10% is what is visible in the first look. And what is visible? Your physical appearance, the way you dress, that also will tell you something. The way you speak, the behavior you project outside is actually only 10%. 90% of the your personality is generally not visible to a common eye. That is why you need expert eye to find out. So what we do, we put a scuba diver uniform, or we will put a scuba diver outfit. We dive into the sea and see what is inside. That is why you need to wear that. So this is what we do. So how and what is that 90%? It's a question which you would be wondering to pondering over it. That 90% of your personality is the bulk of that 90%, I would say, that is your attitude, which is not visible initially. If you don't have a positive attitude in life, everywhere your character will reflect what is in your mind. If you got a negative attitude towards life, you got a negative attitude towards people around you, you're always trying to dig out the dirt among others, not seeing the virtues of others, you're only seeing the vices of others. These are all reflections of your negative attitude towards life. Before starting a job, you are already started wondering about how I am going to be a defeatist. This is a defeatist mind. Before the battle is drawn, you already surrendered. So this is the kind of character I don't want in the armed forces. So anyway, this 90%, ladies and gentlemen, the 90% which I'm talking about involves many more things. Firstly and mostly it is attitude. I told you the example, which also includes your moral values. ये moral values कहाँ से आया है? Where did it come from? These moral values had come from your upbringing. Your conditioning happened in your childhood, your parentage, the circumstances you have come through in life. All this will decide your attitude also, your moral values also. This is the beauty of the whole thing. And also it will reflect your prejudices in life, your superstitions in your life. And you will find, sorry to say, these superstitions and prejudices we all carry in our burden. We all carry this garbage, we carry in our mind in a junk store. We don't want to throw it out. We keep carrying it. It's like a hurt locker. And we throw the bloody key outside. And this junk we carry, this garbage we carry, we don't throw this garbage outside. Throughout life, we carry this garbage. These are the superstitions we carry in life. These are the wrong negative attitudes we carry in our lives. And these are our ego issues. Ego issues. Ego issues is also a kind of prejudice. You don't want to see the other person's viewpoint. We feel that is wrong. We are judgmental about others. All these are burdens which we are carrying with us. It is not only you and me. We all, everybody does this. So how to recognize them? Purge it out from your character. Purify your junk store. Junk store खाली करो. दीपावली दिन में नहीं होते घर साफ करके जंक स्टोर खोल के साफ करके हम पेन लगाते हो. Similarly, आदमी के दिमाग को भी करना पड़ता है. लेकिन हम करता नहीं है ये बात. We don't do this. So that's our problem. So I'm just giving a different perspective how we could be better human beings in life. So all these are these 90% which is submerged in our personality, not visible outside. So if you want to be a better human being, you also must go deep into your psyche, go deep into your consciousness, and understand what is there which is not desirable. And you must start purging it. You must be able to cleanse it yourself. This is a cleansing process. But unless you don't know what to cleanse, you cannot do it. So this is a journey within. You need to understand yourself. We call it self-consciousness, or you can say it is a self-analysis or self-actualization, whatever we may like to call it. But it is very important to look within ourselves and start judging ourselves rather than judging outside. Now, I'll give a very interesting example. Maybe you will not agree with me, but this is the way I look at things. So please pardon me. See, we are one of the most corrupt countries in the world, and you must be knowing it. If you look at the index, we are somewhere very, very low in the rank of merit about corruption. शायद हो सकता है, I think Pakistan is worse than us. Maybe Uganda is worse than us. Otherwise, we are great people about it. This is one of the worst corrupt countries in the world. And the beauty is, we all talk vociferously, corruption is bad, corruption is unlawful. We talk. Given an opportunity, we say we should not be corrupt. And everybody, when it comes to a chance, we do corrupt. The same person who will speak 1 hour against corruption, black में जाके टिकट खरीदेगा, लाइन जम कर देगा. आदत है हमारी. हम बोलते हैं ये छोटा सा करप्शन चलेगा. This is the way we excuse ourselves. Now, have you ever thought such God-fearing people like us, such value systems we have in our society, culture, religion. Religion is talking all good things about how to be a good human being in this world. And puja mantra part to hum roj karta hai. Every day we have some puja part religious function. I think we are one of the most God-fearing people in the world. Let me tell you this. And God-fearing, God-loving nahi hai hum log. We are God-fearing people. We fear the God. As if we have done something wrong in life, we have to fear our God. Why we should be fear the God here? God is your creator. प्यार करो क्रिएटर को. डरना है क्या? नहीं, हम यही बोलेंगे हम गॉड फियरिंग है. ओके, सो आई डोंट वांट टू गेट इनटू फिलॉसफी एंड मैं सत्संग नहीं करना है इधर, but I'm giving a very interesting point. In spite of all these religious beliefs and do's and don'ts and karma and virtues, we are aware of it, but still we are one of the most corrupt people. You know what is the reason? There is a very big reason behind it. From childhood, the society, parents, religion, everybody exhorts us, rather encourages us to pray the God for what you want in life. Now, what we want to be happy without working for it. We want to get the result without slogging for it. We want to get 95% mark in the examination without studying for the examination. So we have got this habit from childhood to pray the God, please the God by giving some laddu de do, ऑफरिंग्स दे दो भगवान को, खुश कराओ भगवान को, ताकि हमारा अनडिजर्विंग काम कराए. ये हमारे चाइल्डहुड से हम सीख रहे हैं. ये अपने काम, दिस इज नॉट आवर प्रॉब्लम, दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द सोसाइटी. वी हैव बीन टॉट दैट यू प्लीज द गॉड, rather I will now use the word bribe the God. You bribe the God, God will give you what you don't deserve. तो हमने बचपन से आदत डाला है हमारे दिमाग पे. We got brainwashed to think that we can bribe the God for getting things not deserving by us. ये हमने सीखा है सोसाइटी से, ये हमने पेरेंट्स भी सिखाया है, ये हमारे सोसाइटी ने सिखाया हम लोगों को. So when we grow up, naturally we will give it to the same thing, we will give it to the next generation also, na? This is how we have become most corrupt people in the world, because we think हम God को bribe कर सकता है, तो हम किसी को भी bribe कर सकते हैं. Human being क्या है? कुछ भी नहीं है. भगवान को हमने bribe करते आए पूरी जिंदगी. अभी ये क्या है? ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है. So we all become double standard people in life. Why do you think our selection rate in the armed forces is so poor? क्यों? Why only 3%? Why only 4%? Why not 25-30%? We are the most intelligent people in this world today. NASA has got 38% scientists. Still, when we come to selection the armed forces, why it is only 3%? Have you ever thought of it? And we got the richest cultural mind. Rather, you will say we are the biggest youth population in the world today. Biggest youth population in the world. 140 crore people. Okay, we have actually crossed China. We are not telling about it. We are keeping very shy about telling. We are the most populous country in the world. And 38% youth. Still, when it comes to selection the armed forces, 4%. And we got the third largest army in the world, 12 lakh army today. Around 56,000 officers only. We have today around 14,000 officers shortage in the armed forces. This is a paradox. It's an irony, I should say. Why this is happening? Because this is the kind of upbringing we have got. So when we come as potential armed force officers, we find a lot of dichotomy in their character. The personality is confused. Double standard personality. You talk something, you do something. And we don't reflect ourselves well because we are confused mind. but बचपन से confused है हम लोग. Virtues क्या है, vices क्या, हमको really पता ही नहीं हो रहा है. Same parent who tells me don't lie. Same parent after some time say कि यार एक कॉल आ रहा है ना, बोलना नहीं, मैं घर में बैठा हूँ. तो बच्चा कंफ्यूज्ड है. अभी तो डैड बोल रहे थे कि झूठ नहीं बोलना है, अभी खुद बोल रहे मेरे को झूठ बोलो, अब मैं क्या करूं? So the child is confused. This is the way we are born and brought up in life. This is the reason our youngsters are mostly confused about what is good, what is bad, what is to be done for society, how we should do it for society. We really don't know anything. And with the kind of social fibers have changed, you would have seen we all had a joint family atmosphere earlier. I remember my childhood. We have been 10 children staying in one home, and 1 बजे भाग के नहीं खाने के लिए आएगा तो 1:30 खाना खत्म. So it's a survival. कई दिन में खाना नहीं मिलते तो हम क्या करते हैं, पेड़ के ऊपर चढ़ के आम खाता है, फिर जैक फ्रूट काट के उधर से ही खाता है. This is the way we have lived our childhood. It is not that we were गरीबी लोग नहीं थे, लेकिन ऐसे ही था. So खाना खाना बना के रह दिया, खाए तो नहीं तो बाढ़ में जाए. That is the kind of mentality we went through as children. So what happened? We had a habit of sharing. Ubando. We used to share things. We used to find happiness in sharing. 2 आम मिल गए, 1 आम रखते अपने दोस्त को खिलाते थे. So what happened later? We have gone into nuclear families, one single child norm. Child is lonely. Child doesn't know what to do. He doesn't share anything. There is nobody to tell him all these things. Or this is how another social, you may call it social parameters changed. This is also part of the character which we formed. So not digressing from what I am saying today, I'll come to that 15 qualities which I am supposed to be talking today. So if you want to listen to it, I'll put in a very short, very small capsule. Otherwise, it is a very big presentation. To put it in a very common man's parlor, I would like to say these 15 qualities which we talk about human personality or human leadership, it is not exactly for defense. It's for every leader in life. As a youngster, how you can become a leader in life. So that is a question which we have it today. You see, so these 15 qualities for learning purpose or for understanding purpose, we put into 4 sectors. We call it factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, and factor 4. Right. Now, factor 1 has got 4 qualities. Factor 2 has got 3 qualities. Factor 3 has got 5 qualities. And factor 4 has got again 3 qualities. So it goes to 15 qualities in total. Now to understand it further better, we compare these 15 qualities, rather 4 factors, into a human anatomy. So in this human anatomy, factor 1 we compare with the quality of the head. Quality of the head. because all these qualities, which 4 qualities, they are directly connected with your brain power. So we call it factor 1, very important qualities which we will discuss. So this is called factor 1. Factor 2, we say quality of the heart. Next come under it, quality of the heart. So why it's called quality of the heart? These are qualities which are connected to your feelings. We generally connect quality of feelings with the heart. वो भी थोड़ा poetic है. Otherwise, we all know heart is a pump only. It is only pumping blood. दिमाग थोड़ी इधर है. Actually, the quality of feeling comes from somewhere here, from a very small portion, a bean-like portion of your brain called medulla oblongata. You all know this. But poetic language, we say heart. If you want to tell somebody, I love you. बिल्कुल झूठ बोलते हैं हम लोग. It's not the truth. And we are very happy, because truth has got a way of, playing with the mind of people. Generally, हम झूठ बोलते हैं, वो लोगों को बड़ा अच्छा लगता है. सच बोलेगा अच्छा नहीं लगता है. You say somebody I love from here, people say बेवकूफ हो गया. So this is how it is. So we say quality of the heart, poetic. Factor 3, we say this is a quality of the torso, body, torso, except hands and legs. Why torso? This is 5 qualities. We say it comparable to 5 organs in your body, which are also important. Not exactly so important as your head, but important. Now the last factor, factor 4, we say this is a quality of the limbs, or in other words, we call it dynamic qualities. So these are the qualities which push you in life. Mobility, this is a quality which gives you mobility in life. That is why it's called quality of the limbs. 3 qualities. Now I will touch upon the qualities, starting with factor 1. I'm not showing any presentation. You can understand this. Factor 1 got 4 qualities which we are very concerned about when we select an armed force officer, because that decides your personality. The most important among them are 2. The first one is effective intelligence. Second is called reasoning ability. Third is called organizing ability. And the fourth one is power of expression. These 4 qualities got direct link with your brain power or intelligence. So it is very important. However, out of these 4, most important is your effective intelligence and reasoning ability. Now, touching upon them, effective intelligence, I've already mentioned, if you remember, Jugadu mind. If you got a Jugadu mind, your effective intelligence is very good. Now, many people, this is disconnected with your academic brilliance. You will find many people, among you only youngsters, बहुत बैठे हैं इधर, probably you are listening to me. 95% वाला है, 90% वाला, 80% वाला है. लेकिन हो सकता है you have mucked up the textbook, by hearted the textbook and reproduced it on the examination hall, and you got 95% also. You will many times find 50% वाला है, वो ज्यादा जुगाड़ू है आपसे. Maybe he is more जुगाड़ू because he has been in the world, he is worldly wise. So in the SSB, your academic performance has got not much of meaning for us. Let me tell you this. We are more interested in your Jugadu mind. How well you can produce the results, irrespective of the means. If maybe the means are not given to you, but you still produce. That is called Jugad. I'm giving a very simple, understanding example to you. I give you a blackboard and a chalk, or I give you a whiteboard or a marker, and I tell you, make a perfect circle on it. Perfect circle चाहिए मेरे को. आप लोग ट्राई करता है perfect circle बनाने के लिए, होता नहीं है, फिर टॉप निकाल के बनाते हैं तभी भी नहीं होता है, तो यू आर वेस्टिंग योर टाइम. तो जुगाड़ू बंदा क्या करता है? She will ask कि बैंगल कहाँ मिलता है, किसके पास खड़ा है. She will check around. Somebody must be wearing a bangle, I am sure. उसको उठा दिया, रख दिया, खड़ा हो गया काम. Takes 1 second. This is called जुगाड़. Because मैंने आपको दिया नहीं था ना सामान, लेकिन आपने पहचान लिया उसको. You found out from the environment. This is the quality of a real leader in life. बाकी सब fraud leaders हैं. जो कुछ सब कुछ दिया गया है आपके पास में, कुछ आप प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हो, उसके लिए कोई दिमाग की जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज इट इज ट्रेनिंग. So I'm looking for innovation of mind in a real leader. If you got a innovative mind, if you got a productive mind, if you got a creative mind, wherever you go in life, you will be a success. Don't think that it's going to be in the army only. Everywhere in the life, ladies and gentlemen, you will be a success in life, provided you have innovative mind. And never say die. Never say impossible. Impossible कोई word ही नहीं होता जिंदगी में. Everything is possible, right? Impossible, I am possible. That should be your attitude towards life. Right. Now, this is called effective intelligence. So this is a very important quality in life. Next is even I would rate it more important than effective intelligence. That is called reasoning ability. Now, ladies and gentlemen, reasoning ability is a quality, we say mother quality. ये गंगोत्री है, उधर से पूरा गंगा निकलता है, क्योंकि all the 14 qualities we are going to discuss today, these are the offsprings or like offshoots of this quality, which is reasoning ability. RA, we call it RA. Why this is most important? Because unless your reasoning mind is not vibrant, unless your reasoning mind is not functional, all the other qualities get stunted. It becomes retarded. That is how you become a dumb person in life. You would have seen a dumb person, हर जगह में failure है वो, कहीं भी successful नहीं होता वो. क्यों? Because his reasoning ability is suffering. Logical नहीं है दिमाग. So it will affect all the other qualities which will make your complete personality. That is why I am very concerned about your reasoning ability when you are going for armed forces. बाहर फिर भी बंदा मैनेज कर लेते, आर्मी में नहीं कर पाते. आप डिफेंस फोर्सेस में मर जाएंगे वो. क्यों? दुश्मन से लड़ना है भाई. दुश्मन बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है. डोंट अंडरएस्टिमेट द एनिमी. Enemy is very clever. Every day he is making new plans to kill you and finish your motherland. So I would like to have a young leader who is always enterprising, always thinking new things, more logical than the enemy. You have to outsmart the enemy. That is the reason. Corporate world में nobody is bothered actually. Rather I see corporate world में क्या देखते हैं आप लोग select करते समय? I know it. They look बंदा चटक है कि नहीं है. सबसे चालू बंदे को सेलेक्ट होता है. क्यों? वो अच्छा मार्केटिंग करेगा, झूठ बोल के मार्केटिंग करेगा वो. क्यों? उसको प्रोडक्शन से मतलब है, प्रॉफिट से मतलब है. और इफ यू गॉट ओनली मतलब ऑफ प्रॉफिट एंड मनी, यू वुड बी ए ब्लडी फ्रॉड आदमी. That is what happens in the product. That is the reason corporate selection and armed force selection में जमीन आसमान की फर्क है. It is 180 opposite, poles apart. That is a problem with the world because we are running after money all the time. So most of the youngsters these days just want money. They're not even bothered about quality of life. बोलते पैसे चाहिए. Not realizing पैसे के चक्कर में quality of life नहीं होता है. और हैप्पीनेस इज ए प्रोडक्ट ऑफ क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ, नॉट फॉर मनी. मनी चाहिए जिंदगी में, लेकिन इतने ज्यादा भी नहीं चाहिए. दाल रोटी खाएगा ना, क्या खाएगा? गोल्ड का बिस्कुट तो नहीं खाएगा. मुकेश अंबानी गोल्ड का बिस्कुट तो नहीं खाते हो. डायमंड तो नहीं सुबह नट्स की जैसे खा रहे हो. वही खाएगा ना. क्या पिएगा? विस्की पिएगा, स्कॉच पिएगा. हम भी वो स्कॉच पीते भाई, उतने ही है. गोल्ड से मिक्स करके तो नहीं स्कॉच पिएगा. So there is money required in life, but too much of money is an agony. Too much of money is a stress on mind, which they will tell you. Anyway, let's leave it. Come back to OLQs. So what I'm trying to say is reasoning ability. Now, ladies and gentlemen, reasoning ability कहां से निकलेगा? कहां से reasoning आएगा दिमाग पे? This is a very important question I want to discuss with you because this is the root cause of personality deprivation happening in the youth today, because this logical mind can only happen from knowledge. I keep telling, ladies and gentlemen, every day I keep telling to my youngsters, my institute, Olive Green Institute, you will be very happy to know, because I am glad to tell you, last 18 years running this institute, I have the largest select section of armed force officer passed out from my institute. I got more than 8,500 officers who are trainees of mine. And I keep telling every day youngsters, if you want to be a leader in life, most important thing is awareness. If your awareness is poor, your reasoning ability will suffer. 100% it will suffer. Because your intelligence, your growth of your wisdom is a product of knowledge. That is the reason when I'm selecting you as an armed force officer, in the final day, I'm going to see what is your mental age. Suppose say your physical age is 21. But when I see through your personality, scan through your knowledge level, I find your mental age is 12-year-old. Now, huge gap. 12-year-old का mind है, age 22 है, which means you are an overgrown child. Overgrown child है, or most of us are overgrown children. Let me tell you this. So, because general awareness zero hai, come hai. So what happens? You think like a child of 12-year-old. You will not think like a 22-year-old adult. क्यों? उतनी नॉलेज है. रिजर्वायर में पानी नहीं है तो कनाल में पानी कहां से आएगा? रिजर्वायर ही खाली पड़ा है. Please think, understand this point. So what is the requirement? You have to enhance your knowledge level. And what is knowledge? Knowledge का भी कुछ sources होता है. There are 3 sources of knowledge. First and foremost source of knowledge is experience. When you have experience, your knowledge is very good. क्यों? वो experience की जो चीज हम जिंदगी में भूलता नहीं है. Experience is the biggest source of knowledge because it is बोलते हैं ना लकीर की फकीर बोलते हैं ना, वो embedded है दिमाग के अंदर, वो भूलता नहीं हम लोग. That is a great knowledge. So that is experience. Second source of knowledge is good observation and awareness about the environment. When you are got a good observation, you are a keen watcher of society, you are keen to understand, you are curious about the world, you are always asking questions, why this is happening, because you are curious, then your knowledge becomes better. That is the reason as a baby you and me were good curiosity हमारे में है. हम हर चीज में क्वेश्चन पूछते रहते थे पेरेंट्स से, दूसरे दुनिया से. ये फैन ऐसे क्यों घूमता है, ऐसे उल्टा क्यों नहीं घूमता है, ये ग्रीन कलर क्यों है पेड़ में, ये लीफ क्यों दूसरा कलर नहीं है. He used to ask a lot of questions and these questions gave us answers and our knowledge become good. But unfortunately, when we become adults, we stopped asking questions because our ego has become bloated up. We don't want to ask any questions. We think we know everything. So we have become small in the mind because we shut down our mind. Tamaso ma jodir gamaya. What is the meaning? Everybody knows. Let this darkness get vanquished. Let the light come in. And this light is the light of knowledge. What is darkness? This is darkness of ignorance and superstitions. लेकिन ये लाइट अंदर आने के लिए आपको खिड़कियां खोलना पड़ेगा. खिड़की क्या है? Your attitude. Open your mind, then this knowledge will come. But your attitude is that I know everything. I don't want to listen to everybody. You will remain ignorant and egoist throughout your life. And you will find it has got nothing to do with age. You will find, I'm not telling youngsters, no, I'm telling everybody around us. You will find very elder people, very egoist. You will not, they were very stubborn in their lifestyle. They will not listen to anybody. They will try to push their way through the other thoughts. You have seen this. So it has got nothing to do with age. It is all about your wisdom and opening your mind. So coming back again, logical mind. Now, logical mind is very important, which comes through 3 things which I told you. First is experience. Second is looking around, observation. And the third and most important thing, which is again lacking among youngsters, is reading habit. Ladies and gentlemen, this generation is devoid of reading habit. And I am again not blaming the youngsters for it. It is again the fault of our generation because we never taught them to learn. This generation has been bombarded with technology, bombarded with information technology and this mobile culture, it has finished off our reading habit. And unfortunately, हमारे समय में हम बच्चे थे, तो आई एम नॉट सेइंग वी आर ग्रेट कि हमें बहुत पढ़े हैं, ऐसे नहीं है, हमको कोई काम ही नहीं थे, हमारे पास ये चीज नहीं थे, वी वर compelled to read because we didn't have any other entertainment. So we didn't have any other option but to read books to understand the world. अब ऐसे नहीं है. Now you got everywhere monitors and screens which is just showing you the world the way it is. But we are not even interested. We are only interested in entertainment now. You don't want to know knowledge. क्या करना हमने? We are not concerned. So this has happened, and this has got two side effects happened, two limitations happened. One is mental age को growth नहीं मिले. That is one thing I am discussing now. Second biggest problem happened. You know what is that? Our thinking ability reduced. Because this monitor, I am also sitting in front of a monitor now. You are seeing me talking. आपको कोई ज्यादा सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट मैं बोलने वाली चीज सोचना पड़ता है. लेकिन आई एम शोइंग एवरीथिंग लाइक ए मूवी टू यू. आपका थिंकिंग पावर की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. दैट्स द रीजन यू विल फाइंड विजिबल थिंग्स को हम लोग पसंद करते हैं. वी वांट टू सी ऑलवेज विजिबल थिंग्स. वी डोंट वांट टू लर्न, वी डोंट वांट टू थिंक, बिकॉज हम दिमाग को बोझ देना नहीं चाहते. There is another problem happened. So what happened? Our imagination power suffered because सामने नजर आता है. अभी फीफा चल रहा है. पहले हम लोगों को देख नहीं पाते थे बचपन में, हम तो पढ़ते थे एंड वी शुड इमेजिन कि हाँ ऐसे फीफा में ऐसे गोल मारा होगा. अब सामने नजर आ रहा है ना, तो आपको सोचने की जरूरत नहीं, कि इमेजिनेशन की जरूरत नहीं है, सामने पहले से ही है. सो दिस हैज रिड्यूस्ड our brilliance, or rather it has reduced our thinking power of our mind. थ्री डायमेंशनल में सोचने की जो क्षमता था पहले, उसमें थोड़ा कमजोरी हो गई. दिस इज अनदर रीजन व्हेन वी select you as armed force officer, we are not very happy because we try to imagine some situations for you. You people are not able to imagine. Imagination पे नहीं आ रहे वो. क्यों? थिंकिंग है तो नहीं है, इमेजिनेशन पावर ही कमजोर हो गई. So how can I take you as a leader? You have to fight the enemy in the outside the border. मैं आपको मैप दिखाएंगे, आप उधर जाके लड़ना है. भाई मैं कमजोर है तो क्या लड़ेंगे उधर जाके? I may not take you. So all these things are, I am getting into minute details. Don't get worried. I don't want to talk all negativities. I am talking about the positive side of all this. So imagination को improve करना बहुत जरूरी है हमारे जिंदगी में. उसके लिए आपको रीडिंग हैबिट को दोबारा लेके आना पड़ेगा. This is very important in life. Albert Einstein, almost 7 decades before, he said, this information technology, which is going to be a game changer for the youngsters and the next generations, this is going to affect their wisdom. It is going to affect the generation's thinking power. He said, I am looking ahead for a bunch of idiots. The world is going to be a bunch of idiots. And his prophecy is getting true now. Unfortunately, he has foreseen it. That's a fact. So please come back to the same point which I am wanting to tell you. Reasoning ability को develop करने के लिए आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा. You have to read. And what you read, what is general awareness? There are two types of general awareness. One is current affairs, another is GK. GK is already happened, which is static. Maybe it is a past, whatever history and all is GK. Current affairs is what is happening now and what will happen. That is giving you enrichment of your mind. So this is a connection. जीके एंड करंट अफेयर्स, ये दोनों के ऊपर आपको गौर देना पड़ेगा इफ यू वांट टू एनहांस योर ब्रिलियंस. Lot of academicians today, they are only teaching textbooks. I am just requesting you, there are a lot of faculty listening to me, I am sure. Please don't restrict the youngsters' mind into textbooks. Please encourage them to read. Please encourage them to read anything which they get hold of. This is the only way you will be able to enrich their wisdom. And if you're looking for people who are going to, rotate the wheels of our future of India, I am looking for generations who got more wisdom than today. I am not saying we are very good, but then we have done wrong, but then we have learned from our wrong. So all seniors sitting here, please understand my pleading, my request to you. Encourage them to read. Which, ladies and gentlemen, I have been seeing youngsters every day in my life. This is my life is among youngsters. That is why I feel very good. I feel youth. I feel I'm very young. People ask me what is my age, so I tell them I am 30-year-old with another 30 years experience behind. I feel I'm very young because I connect with them. But I have learned from my mistakes. So you people, but let's not learn from our mistakes. Learn from others' mistakes. That is better. So the point is, please get back to reading habit. Unfortunately, you would have seen newspaper, print media has perished. Nobody reads newspaper. Nobody reads any books. In my times, every city, every town had a library and good publishing houses. आजकल खत्म हो गया वो. Print media is suffered. It is going to be a name. Print media history बनने वाला है. खत्म ही होने वाला है. And nobody wants to read in the online also. People want to see. देखना है, पढ़ना नहीं है. एक पैराग्राफ से ज्यादा पढ़ नहीं सकते. क्यों? बोर हो गया. क्यों? दिमाग में बोझ देना नहीं है हमने. हमको दिखा दो भाई, हम YouTube देखेंगे, फिर हम उसमें जो बोले ठीक है. So we have changed our vision of about life. Now, why I'm telling you this, because this is a major aspect of leadership. नहीं तो मैं इतना नहीं बोलता, मैं 10 मिनट्स में इसी में बोल रहा हूँ. क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? Because when you go to SSB for selection as an armed force officer, if you are interested, many are interested, I'm sure. That's why I'm speaking to all of you. That is why I've been asked to speak on this subject. Maybe there are a lot of people who are interested. Please understand, the core strength comes from your reading habit. Core strength. And all the all India merit जो भी बंदे घुसे हुए हैं, all these years I have been studying about their personality. In fact, I got a record of them. I got a statistic of them. All the all India merit में कितनी army officers youngsters हैं, they are all got reading habit. Simple, because their imaginary power is very good. Please get into this. So coming to logical mind, this is what is important. And experience also is important, because problem पता क्या है, youngsters में experience ज्यादा नहीं है. कहाँ experience हो? Will the youngsters have my experience? Never. They will have their own experience, because they were in a very bubbled kind of life they led. Especially last 2 years COVID situation पे we got cut off from the world. Naturally experience is suffered. You are surrounded by 4 walls most of the time and only your family members. बाकी सब virtual world में थे. Virtual world is as a fraud world. I don't believe this virtual world. So what happened to us? Our character changed. We become introverts. We are no more extroverts. We become introverts. And we all suffered from a phobia. Phobia is fear. And there was a great phobia engulfed our mind. You know what is that? Agoraphobia. What is agoraphobia? Phobia of socializing with people. And because of this agoraphobia, we suffered. अभी भी suffer कर रहे हैं हम लोग. So I exhort the youngsters, please come out from this agoraphobia, connect with the world once again, and enhance your personality. This is very, very important. So if you are not understood what I am telling you today, this presentation is good, no good. There's no value for you. No value for me also spending time with you. Coming to next point, that is organizing ability. So I told you 4 qualities: effective intelligence, reasoning ability, organizing ability, and power of expression. This is a factor 1. I'm coming back to the same point. I got digressed, but I'm back now. In these 4 qualities, next 2 qualities, organizing ability and power of expression, ladies and gentlemen, these are also very important, but not as important as the last 2, previous 2, because organizing ability is a very, very trainable quality. Training से बहुत improve होता है वो. Teaching skill, for example, when you came out from the institute learning, your bachelor of teaching, you have all come out from your colleges. I am sure you are not very great teachers, but with experience, with learning, you improved your teaching skills. Similarly, organizing ability is a learning process, so it is possibly easily can be managed better than other qualities. Similarly, power of expression. Power of expression again is a quality highly trainable in nature. Highly trainable in nature. Power of expression is, you know why power of expression is retarded by certain problems. One problem is confidence level nahi hai bachcho mein, which I will come back to you. And if you're going for SSB selection or for any interview in life, if you start stammering when you speak, you are sluttering when you speak, your words are coming with a strained expression, interviewer is not happy with you. There are many reasons why he's not happy. Because first thing is you are tensed, you are stressed, so your words are sluttering. Second is your awareness is not very good. Thirdly, you have low self-esteem. That's the reason you are sluttering. खुद के अपने ऊपर भरोसा नहीं है. So naturally you feel I am not talking very nice. So all this play on your mind. So how we come out of it? By practice, by better confidence level, which is all connected. So you will understand these 15 qualities I am now talking about, they are all interrelated. If your reasoning ability is very good, you will learn faster, your power of expression will be better, you will have better vocabulary when you speak, because you will remember new words better than others. So it is all interconnected. And remember, what suffered because of lack of reading? The biggest hit or the biggest sufferer is your power of expression. You will find today the youth is not able to speak. The youth is not able to write properly creatively. जो दिमाग की बात लिख नहीं पा रहा है, क्यों नहीं पा रहा है? Because we have a problem. We means the mind. What is the problem? We think in our mother tongue, and we translate these thoughts which are originally in mother tongue in English. So what happens? Your English suffers. You know why? Because the English translation के लिए जो software अंदर होना चाहिए था, वो कमजोर है. It is not updated. So your vocabulary or your words power, which is commensurating with your thought process, is missing. So you stammer naturally, because you have the word in your mind, but then you don't know how to speak that, how to convincingly put it across. You're not aware of. So what will happen? You start stammering, and your mind will start troubled. It's like, हम बोलते हैं ना, हैंग हो गया कंप्यूटर, हैंग हो गया जी, हैंग हो जाता है. क्यों? वो वर्ड ही नहीं है दिमाग पे, तो हैंग होगा ना. So how do we find a solution? Enhance the words power, enhance your vocabulary. How can you do it? By just seeing the monitor, you cannot see. This is an idiot box. It doesn't teach you anything. It is only showing you something. Entertainer है. Idiot box है जो मेरे सामने idiot box बैठा हुआ है. So how do I learn now? Reading. Because reading only will enhance your words power. ऊपर से computer has made another very big bad habit in our become lackadaisical. We become very lethargic. You know why? Because he auto spelling. तो हम स्पेलिंग ही नहीं सीखते, हम सिर्फ देखते हैं क्या है, कड़क मार दिए चला गया. गुड, वी आर वेरी हैप्पी. बोझ कम हो गया ना दिमाग की. दिस इज हाउ वी बिकम लेजी. ये लेजीनेस से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा हम लोगों को. अगर आपको जिंदगी में कुछ बनना है तो ऐसे रहना है तो ठीक है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. देन आई डोंट हैव टू स्पीक टू यू. वैसे ही तो है ये. यू हैव टू चेंज योरसेल्फ. You can't move ahead in life unless you strain yourself. There is no gain, there is no pain. No pain, there is no gain. Yes. So come back here. Expression. Power of expression is two types. One is writing expression, another is speaking expression. Speaking expression also you need practice and good vocabulary. Writing expression, again creative writing habit hona chahiye. How do you do that? I suggest everybody should start writing English diary. शाम पे सोने की पहले I would recommend you all should write 2 pages of diary and express yourself in that. माइंड की जो थॉट्स है उसको अच्छा लैंग्वेज में लिखने की एक क्षमता बनाना पड़ेगा आप लोगों को. इट विल हेल्प यू टू थिंग्स. वन इज योर हैंड राइटिंग विल बी गुड, बिकॉज आजकल कोई लिखता नहीं है. पेन हैज बिकम रिडंडेंट. ये सारा सिग्नेचर के लिए इस्तेमाल होता है आजकल. चिट्ठी भी नहीं लिखना बंद हो गया ना. लिखता हम कुछ भी नहीं है अभी, जीरो. We don't write letters also. पुराने ज़माने में हम कम से कम लेटर लिखते थे हफ्ते में एक बार, वो भी नहीं है अभी. So this pen has become redundant. This pen, even I don't use it. I only use for signing now. I feel bad. क्यों? अगर कुछ लिखना भी हो, वो भी कंप्यूटर में लिखते हो. What happened? Our handwriting suffered. These muscles which are holding the pen become weak. तो क्या हो रहा है ना, 10 मिनट के अंदर हाथ दुखना शुरू हो जाता है. चलो अभी तो चल रहा है, जिंदगी चल रहा है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लेकिन एसएसबी में जाएगा ना, उधर बत्ती बंद हो जाता है. क्यों? उधर 3 घंटे लिखना है कंटिन्यूअसली एंड यू आर नॉट एबल टू राइट. फिर रोएगा, बोले सर मैं लिख नहीं पा रहा. 10 मिनट के बाद में डॉक्टर की प्रिस्क्रिप्शन जैसे जा रहा है हाथ, फिर कौन पढ़ेगा? आपकी डॉक्टर की प्रिस्क्रिप्शन हो गया ना, वो तो फिर मैंने फार्मेसी की पास ले जाना पड़ेगा पढ़ने के लिए. दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस विद अस. प्लीज गेट इनटू रीडिंग हैबिट एंड राइटिंग हैबिट. राइटिंग हैबिट शुरू करना पड़ेगा हम लोग. कम टू ब्रास टैक्स, बैक टू बेसिक्स. ये करना पड़ेगा. जिंदगी में आगे बढ़ना है तो कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा ना. सोचने से नहीं होता है, सपना देखने से कुछ नहीं होता है. सपने को हकीकत बनाना है, विच आई से changing dreams into gold. How is it possible? By moving towards your dream physically. Mentally नहीं है, physically भी movement चाहिए. Then at one point of time, this dream will change into goals. What is goal? Goal is reachable. Dreams are not reachable. Mrigatrishna hai wo. It's illusions. You all know what is Mrigatrishna? Mirage. Dreams are mirage. You keep running, you keep going away. We all have dreams. हर चाय वाला सोचता है मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनूंगा, सोते जा रहा है. सपना देखते हैं, बड़ा मजा आता है. नहीं होता है ना. Please understand what I'm saying. Now, coming to power of expression, please work on this, because power of expression is your first physical impression you will create on anybody. If you can speak well, if you can speak with aplomb, you put your point across in a nice, convincing manner, you have won your game. You won half the day. People will listen to you. You should have a voice which is commanding also. ये सब चीज practice कर सकते हैं आप. I don't know whether I speak well, but then I can tell you, in childhood, I am from a very small village in Kerala, where till 10th standard, I could not write and read English. I only knew 26 alphabet, 24 or 26, abhi bhi yaad nahi hai. The point I want to tell you is, from 10th standard onwards, when I went to college to join, college was in a town. There, it was a good college, सारे अंग्रेजी में होता था. Teachers every day they all speak English, and when they took my interview, I could not utter a single word in English, and they failed me. बोला my father को, ये बिल्कुल मलयालम वाला लड़का है, इसको कोई खेती बाड़ी में भेज दो, उसी में फिट है ये. अंग्रेजी जीरो, इल्ले, पूरा इल्ले था. I'm telling you this, I'm not trying to impress upon you. This is what happened with my life. But God has been kind. I decided I will not remain as a frog in a well. I must get out of this well and see the world outside. And I got convinced in my mind, with God's grace, I got convinced in my mind that English is the key to the success in life. English is the gateway to the world. Because if you don't know English, you will remain in that village and die as a bloody villager. And I knew this. So I worked hard. I had a library. I took 6 months off. I joined college after almost 1 year. I worked on my English. And how did I did? That's what I told you also a little bit before. I'll tell you once again. This is just to connect, what I had gone through in life. I'm not talking from a pedestal and telling you ये करो वो करो. मैं जिंदगी में देखा है. This is all from my experience. मैंने कोई पढ़ के नहीं बोल रहा हूँ आपको. मैं जिंदगी से बोल रहा हूँ आपको, जो भी मैं बता रहा हूँ आज की सुबह. So the point is, I used to run from my village 5-6 kilometers every day, cross a river. Kerala में there is a Bharatapuzha. It's a huge river. There was no bridge those times. I'm talking about 1970s. Okay, I'm 60 born, so I'm talking about 72, 73. No, 15 years. 75 I joined my pre-degree. उस समय में +2 नहीं होता था, +1 +2 नहीं होता था, उस समय में होता था pre-degree. You will always, you will go to the college. So 11th and 12th is part of college only. अब school है, उस जमाने में ऐसे नहीं था. So we used to already join the college, and college was a totally different scene altogether. So I used to run every day, cross the river. एक बोटमैन आता था, वो लेके जाता था, और आई डिडंट हैव मनी टू पे द बोटमैन बिकॉज मेरे घर से पैसा नहीं मिलता था. तो मैं बोटमैन को जैक फ्रूट लेके देता था, आम लेके देता था, घर का यू नो वेजिटेबल उठा उठा के ले जाता था. दैट इज हाउ आई पेड द बोटमैन. बार्टर सिस्टम चलता था. एंड आई यूज्ड टू क्रॉस द रिवर, गो टू द लाइब्रेरी इन द टाउन, एंड आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग इंग्लिश फ्रॉम स्क्रैच. Initially, what I used to do. There is a English writer called Enid Blyton. Maybe you will read. It's a lady who used to write famous 5 करके डिटेक्टिव नॉवेल्स था उस समय. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. बचपन में बड़ा इमेजिनेशन देता था. सो सिंपल इंग्लिश वर्ड्स आई यूज्ड टू पिक अप फ्रॉम दैट, and simple English सीखा every day. But I decided, this is what I want to tell you today. Every day I decided I will learn 30 new words. I will not sleep. I have not learned 30 new words. I used to pick up from simple English that 30 words. ऐसे नहीं dictionary से पकड़ लिए, no. 30 simple words. I had a Oxford English pocket dictionary. उससे देखता था and used to write on a book. And every day evening English diary writing. शुरू में बहुत गलती करता था, ग्रामर भी पता नहीं था, तो आई बॉट अ रन एंड मार्टिन करके ग्रामर बुक है, उससे मैंने इंग्लिश सीखा है. लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, आई एम सेल्फ टॉट. देयर इज नो टीचर आई हैड. मैं है ही नहीं था गांव में टीचर. गांव में तो न्यूज़पेपर भी नहीं आते थे इंग्लिश में. गांव में इंग्लिश ही नहीं थे. So that's why you will many times find my accent. Have you noticed? It's a Mallu accent. It's not an anglicized accent. Have you noticed this? मैं तंबी जैसे ही बात करता हूँ, but I am very happy about it. So this is the reason, because मेरे को कोई formal education English में हुआ नहीं था. That's it. And within 1 year, I went to college again and I spoke to my English HOD, and that lady got so impressed, who had seen me 1 year before. And then I never looked back. I was a rank holder in +2, that is pre-degree. University, I was a rank holder. Postgraduate, I did from the same college, and I was a college lecturer in the same college. I studied the same children I studied with. That is what I did. So looking back, it was great experience. Not that I'm trying to, boost myself or my personality. I'm just trying to say I struggled a lot. God bless. Yes.
So we'll have to wrap up in the
You
next
see,
5
I
minutes.
told you, I get carried away with the speech.
Yes, sir. I mean, we have to take questions also, sir, and then.
Okay, so
yes.
I'll sum up. All right, I'm going to sum up now, though I like to talk about a lot of things. Chalo, they have already cut short my time, okay, and they already given me a warning, so I'm going to finish off my today's presentation. So coming to next thing which I told you is factor 2. That factor 2 is, I said, quality, quality of feelings. This is 3 qualities. One is social adaptability. Second is helpful attitude towards others in life. And the third is sense of responsibility. This is a very important aspect in a leader. Social adaptability, again, very important, because I told you, unless you're not adaptable to the living of the people around us, we will be like a fish out of water. So please understand, this is a very important qualities in life. We must work on these qualities. I told you this agoraphobia has cut down our social adaptability factor. इसको हमने दूर करना पड़ेगा जिंदगी से. Coming to factor 3, there are 5 qualities which I told you. Quality of the organs in the torso. These 5 qualities are initiative, ability to influence the group, right? Third is speed of decision. And the fourth is self-confidence. And the fifth is liveliness. Cheerful रहना मांगता है. A leader is always cheerful. He's not a sad sack. He doesn't throw around negative energies. He throws positive energies always outside. And self-confidence, gentlemen, it's a very important quality, because if your self-confidence is low, it will affect the whole environment. Not only you, but the whole environment it will affect. I'll touch upon this, a very important thing. I'll touch upon a very small example on this self-awareness or self-confidence. Lord Hanuman, great personality, great God of us, God of might and strength, but all leadership qualities का supreme perfect था वो, like Ram. But he was a das of Ram. So he was equivalent. And he chose to become a das of another great leader. He himself being a great leader. You know why? Because one quality was low in him. That is self-confidence. ये मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, वाल्मीकि ने बोला. Because it is proven later, he was to jump to Sri Lanka and find Sita Mataji. He said कि मैं नहीं कर सकता, मैं तो बंदर हूँ, मेरे से होगा नहीं है. And Jambawan was a great motivator those times. He pumped him. He said कि no, you are great, तुम मारुति पुत्र है, तुम तगड़ा है, करेगा तुम. So he got motivated. He jumped, and you know the story bar. So the point is, confidence is very important in life, and it has to be self-created and self-motivated. Now coming to factor 4, last quality I told you, quality which push you ahead in life: determination, courage, and stamina. These 3 qualities are very important for a leader, any leader for that matter, because life is not a bed of roses. Every time you're not going to succeed in life. Many times in life, you will be faced with defeats. It's not a bed of roses. It has got thorns in between. You need to take the pain of the thorns also. So please understand this reality of life. Don't get disheartened with failures in life. You have to bounce back. You have to bounce back. Take defeats as the stepping stones towards success. That's the leader's mind. And courage. Courage, gentlemen, is 3 types of courage is there. One courage is moral courage. Second is physical courage and mental courage. Physical courage is highly trainable in nature. Mental and moral courage, not very highly trainable in nature. Stamina, similarly. Stamina is what? Perseverance. To move ahead in life. Mental stamina and physical stamina. Physical stamina is highly trainable. Mental stamina is still not very highly trainable. So in a nutshell, to conclude this whole presentation, let me tell you, when we see these 15 qualities, certain qualities we call core qualities. Why? These qualities are embedded with your character, embedded with your upbringing, embedded with your genetical factors, parentage. Whereas certain other qualities are trainable qualities, which I told you. So when we select the armed force officers or any leaders in life, we will make sure that their core qualities are good enough. ट्रेनेबल क्वालिटी थोड़ा कमजोर है, चलेगा. क्यों? मैं उनको इंप्रूव करूंगा कहां? एकेडमी में, when we do the training. I hope you people understood now generally how the selection is done, and I talked about variety of glimpses into one's behavior and personality. I hope you people are, at least I made you start thinking in these lines. Thank you. I'll finish this today. It's a very big topic. It's like an ocean of knowledge. I'm just, I'm a small child which is standing in the beach and looking at the sea. You all are. So I would now request you, anybody who would like to ask me any questions, you're all welcome. I'm here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your very illuminating insights. I'm sure the audience must have found the lecture to be a very fruitful one and a wonderful one. I now open the floor for questions. Due to paucity of time, we can't take more than 3 questions.
No, that's too less.
Sir, I'm so sorry, sir. But I duly understand the others must be. Sir.
Yeah. Anybody?
Kindly raise your hands so that we can.
So I had a question.
Okay.
Yes. So thank you, sir, for such an enlightening and elaborate talk that we had. And I really got to learn a lot from your experiences. But at the same time, one factor that you talked about was about future scenario building, which can only happen if our imaginative power is intact. So I think in all leadership talks that we have, The usual point we miss out is about imagination and how that needs to be harnessed. Because in, say, future war scenarios or policy analysis that our students do, what we require is forecasting about scenario buildings in regional wars and conflict areas. So I think that is very useful. So could you elaborate on that as well?
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for the question. It's a very relevant question you asked me today. You see, the world is changing in a very fast pace, as you're all aware of. The future of the world today is AI, artificial intelligence, which has come in a very big way in all our walks of life. Now, you will find another 10 years, the human race as a pure form of flesh and blood is going to be eliminated. It will be finished. We will move into a new breed of human beings called humanoids and cyborgs. So we have to get ready for that world now, because AI is going to get into a very big form in the cyber warfare, universal soldier. You will find universal soldiers coming as robots now, like your Star Wars cloned army. You can find all this coming very soon now, faster than we imagine. The world is going to change. AI is going to be in automobile industries. AI is going to be in the health sector. AI is going to be in everything you can imagine. AI is going to conquer. But as Elon Musk has, been wondering, you give too much importance to AI, too much of power to AI, or you give them thinking power more than the human being's mind, a day may come the AI decides to take over the world. It will make us slaves. Because today, the programmed artificial intelligence cannot think. So you start giving him thinking power, very easily they can get into emotional levels, feelings levels. Why we got feelings? Why animals got less feelings? Because we are more intelligent than them. So you make something more intelligent than us, they have more feelings than us. And the moment they get feelings, they will start getting revenge, conquering, feelings, ambitions. These are all feelings. And the day which comes, this is a very dangerous day for the human beings. So why I'm telling you this? Because this is imaginary level, extending, connecting with the realities of the world. So how do you come to imagination level, which is more realistic in nature? By learning, by reading, by understanding what is happening around the world, geopolitical situations. Open your eyes and ears to the transformation of the world. That only will give you imagination. Just seeing normal entertainment and TikTok and sleeping, और मल्टीमीडिया में जाके हाय हाय तू क्या कर रहा है, आज की ड्रेस बड़ी अच्छी है, तू खाना क्या खाया है, होगा नहीं है ये. I'm telling you, this is for the youth. This is a very important thing. I'm telling you, you have to keep your eyes and ears open for what is happening in the world. That will trigger your imagination and understanding how the future is going to be. And future is going to be very, very drastically changed, which is unimaginable. I'll give a very small example. When I was a child, I have been seeing movies where there was a magic mirror. Mandravadi, the magician had a magic mirror. वो मैजिक मिरर में देखते दूसरे से बात करते रहते थे. अरे क्या बात है. We used to get, यार ये भी होता है, ये तो सिर्फ कहानी में होगा. अभी हो गया ना. अब मैजिक मिरर आपकी मेरे सामने है, मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ. वो मैजिक मिरर आ गया ना within 50 years. I'm talking to you now in the same magic mirror, which I could not even imagine ऐसे भी हो सकता था. So this is going to happen very fast. In the next 10 years, you will find humanoids between us. You will find people who are half machine, half human beings. Let us get ready for that world. And it's going to very bad world. Right?
Thank you, sir, for that extremely insightful answer. We have another question in the chat box. If that person wants to unmute herself, can do that, or else I'll read out. It's a question from Molly Tiwari. Are you there? Do you want to unmute yourself and ask, sir? Sir, I think she's written her question in the chat box, so I'll read it out. Good afternoon, sir. How can we build our confidence for public speaking? That's the question.
If she had heard my speech, she would have definitely got all the cues. मैं इसी के ऊपर कम से कम आधा घंटा बात किया था. It is all about practice. Public speaking is nothing but practice. है ना? Sir Winston Churchill. If she is still there, I would tell her 1 minute. Sir Winston Churchill, he was a boy with a stammering. And he became the greatest speaker in the world when he became grown up. So when he took over Prime Minister of England in the wartime, one journalist asked him, Mr. Prime Minister, you are a great orator. How did you achieve this? You used to stammer. So he said, there is nothing. It's a very small thing. He said, okay, tell us. He said, practice before breakfast, practice after breakfast. Practice before lunch, practice after lunch. Practice before dinner, practice after dinner. Practice before sleep, practice after sleep. Practice before practice, practice after practice. That is the secret of my life. And when we spoke on that particular day, the day he took over as Prime Minister, he spoke for 6 hours and nobody had food. People forgot to eat food. People forgot to have breakfast. It was spellbound. उस समय sort of radio होता था. Look at the power of speech. It is nothing. It is all practice. I practiced यार. मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता था. I practice. Yes. Any other questions?
So I would ask you another question. Like, see, everyone, doesn't matter however, howsoever, like a person gets successful, whatever heights of success he gets, everybody has that breaking moment. And today's youth, that moment happens very frequently. Maybe they are very sensitive. They are not psychologically, mentally not strong enough, or what should I say? So a very quick tip for our repeaters, for SSB repeaters, how to get out of it, or the quickest way to motivate yourself.
A very good question. This has been maybe helpful to a lot of people who are listening. I don't know, people are listening also. Nobody is asking any questions today. Anyway, you are asking, kam se kam, koi to pooch rahe. Anyway, so this is a very important question. You may like to even spread this word. See, most of the what happens is all these repeaters, they, as you said, they break their mind and they get disheartened. Then they stop it without realizing that this is not an inhuman effort which is ahead. Unfortunately, the problem is, you don't know exactly what are you doing. Secondly, you don't know why exactly you are not getting selected. So the prime question is, who am I? If you know who are you actually, or rather if you know what exactly is my personality, what are my strengths of personality, what are the areas of improvement I need to focus on, because that is the place where the assessors has not cleared you. Okay, so self-awareness is a very important aspect of reconstructing your personality and behavior. और self analysis आज के ज़माने में zero है. ये भी बताता हूँ मैं आपको. Because unfortunately we cannot assess ourselves very well. That is the reason you need experts like us to tell you where you need to work on. You understand? So I would suggest anybody who feels that they should know who they are actually, where they need to focus on, maybe that's a good idea. They can speak to me, right? And most important thing is understanding oneself. And when you know these are the areas of improvement, यही हमारा जिंदगी में focus करने की जगह है, then you will work on it, and that will create that balanced personality. Next time, 100% they may clear. I have a candidate who's 18 times went to SSB. 18th time की last chance की पहले मेरे पास आ गया. He cleared as 3rd rank in India. 3rd rank in the All India Merit. Because थोड़ा सा problem था उसकी, उसका पूरा हाथ ही निकल गया, पूंछ फंसते थे. You know what is that punch? He was a bossy character. And he didn't know. He used to push his ideas through the throat of others. He thought that's the way it should be done. But the moment he realized it, he's a very intelligent guy, he changed it. And he cleared. I hope you got my point. Unfortunately, we don't know our problem, no? That's the problem. Okay? I think.
So we have another question from Siddharth. Siddharth, would you like to ask yourself?
So 26 को t-shirt का सारे चलो.
Voice is not heard. Somebody can prompt it. Can anybody prompt me the question?
So the question is, I got, it's a question from Siddharth. Jai Hind sir, I got my SSB scheduled at SCS Bangalore. in the month of December, so got 1 month to prepare. Being a repeater, what books do you recommend me for increasing the thought of process for better stories, etc.?
See, by reading, you cannot change your personality. To be very frank, देखो, you cannot start swimming by reading how to swim. You need to get into the water. That is the reason you, for a leadership training, you need to get into the leadership training, which is an experiential form of training. I'm not saying, I'm not advocating my academy, but the question is such that I'm running this institute. We are not doing a coaching methodology. We do a training methodology. Whatever I told you, we do it here. We give you the experience of SSB, and then I told you experience is the biggest teacher in life. So what you learn from experience, you will never forget throughout your life. So what I do here, I give you experience and I simulate the experience of SSB here and do corrections in the personalities. So it would be a good idea if you come and join Olive Green's Institute, Chandigarh. You can, Olive Green Institute, just Google it, everybody can reach us. Olive Greens is the word you should remember. I'm not trying to say, I'm not selling my academy here. Please don't come to this conclusion. I don't want to sell. I'm happy. We are making enough to live. I don't want to do marketing at this forum, at least. God bless. We are all happily retired army officers. But you need to go through an experience of leadership. बुक पढ़ने से, डोंट थिंक बुक पढ़ने से आपको ऑफिसर बन सकते हैं. हाँ, बुक पढ़ना पड़ेगा किसके लिए? सिर्फ जनरल अवेयरनेस के लिए. And if you want which books to read for general awareness, I would suggest Manorama Yearbook. It's a very good book to read GK. Manorama Yearbook. And for current affairs, I would suggest, this is for everybody, you can note down. Current affairs के लिए, you go to my website. We are publishing every month current affairs, which is required for armed force officers. And my website is olivegreens.co.in. olivegreens.co.in. You go into it. In the menu, there is an item called blogs. Click the blog. You will find e-magazines on current affairs published every month. And 160 page ka e-magazine hai ye, har month mein hai. If you go through last 4 months of e-magazines, you are ready for SSB standard. Now I've given it in a platter to you. Do it. But you need experience, then you have to do proper training. God bless. Good luck.
Thank you so much, sir. We are truly indebted to you for your valuable time and gracious presence. I would finally like to thank all the students and the organizers of the event. Thank you, Dr. Ruchika. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ruchika and the whole team. Thank you very much. God bless.